Ew.
So I have my website direct mail number, I have my buyer's line, and then I have my ringless voicemail. So whichever marketing method you use, like when I email blast and they call me, it comes from website. Oh, I'm sorry, it comes from buyer's line, because that buyer's line number right here is the one I put on my website, as you can see. So when someone calls me about a property, it says buyer's line, I answer it, it's super
What's the
simple.
deal? What's going on with y'all? I see y'all showing up. I see y'all showing up for that knowledge, huh? What's everybody into tonight? What's up, cuzzo? As y'all know, real estate's been booming lately. And I really want everybody to start, tapping in with me, getting the right knowledge that y'all need to get started. I've been cool, bro. I can't really complain. I just been working. That's literally all I do. I work, grind. So, the grind never stops. 7 days a week. But now I'm actually starting to see some of the results from the work that I'm putting in, so I can't complain too much. But before I get started, I want everybody to drop some hearts, send this post to one of your friends, and start dropping that knowledge. So it's a Sunday. What's up, Shay? A lot of people, when they start investing in the real estate, they overcomplicate things. They make situations a lot more complicated than they gotta be. But I feel like people do that because they don't understand. They don't know the knowledge. So Jules, what's up down in Florida? Here for the free game. Let's get it. So people, you don't want to overcomplicate situations. A lot of people, they put too much thought into what they're about to do. It's definitely good to know what you're about to do. It's good to, have as much information in the world before you start investing. But what you don't want to do, you don't want to get stuck in that learning phase where you're about to start, but you don't start because you think that you don't know everything. You don't need to know every single thing to start making money in real estate. But that's where I'm gonna start at. So I'm gonna wait for a couple more people to get on here. And I'm gonna break down to people how I made my first 30,000 in real estate. And it didn't happen overnight. But the reason I do stuff like this and share information like this is so the people behind me, they got a footprint, they got a blueprint to walk in so they could do it the right way and they don't get stuck in the learning phase or they don't get burnt out of their money or, people will take advantage of you nowadays because they know everyone wants to get into real estate. My boy Neil, what's the deal? Jim, what's up, man? I know you're trying to get down with this real estate. So I'll keep things simple for you. So what I do is real estate wholesale. I don't know if that light's a little bit too bright. So I do real estate wholesale. And do y'all know what real estate wholesale is? If you know what it is, drop it below in the comments. Because I'm going to break it down to you the easiest, simplest way. No complication. You don't need to go to college. You honestly don't even need to know about real estate to do wholesale, but it's always good to know some general knowledge. It's more based on the sales. So real estate wholesale is basically flipping the contract. Let's see. I would pull out the chalkboard, but I don't feel like doing that. So you got A, you got a seller. There's going to be 3 people in this transaction. You got a seller, you got a buyer, I'll make the buyer be B since that's gonna make sense. Excuse my handwriting though. What's up, Mogul? About to break down how I made my first 30 ball in real estate. And then you got C. Robbie Rankin. Yeah, get a property under contract, sell it to a buyer for more, keep the difference. Yeah, just like that. Nice and simple. Then you got you. I'm gonna put a little smiley face by you because you're the one that's gonna make some money. Well, everyone makes money. It's a relationship business. As long as everybody makes money, everybody walks away happy. So you got your seller. They got a house. It might be a little bit distressed, a little hole in the window. Let's say it got boarded up windows. It's a distressed property. It's been sitting around vacant for years. It got high grass outside. So it's not the best looking house, but it's a house. And the seller is a motivated person because they're sitting on the property, they're paying taxes on it, they're doing repairs, and they're not getting any money. So everybody wants money, right? Because I can't name one person in this world that doesn't want money. People say money doesn't make you happy, but money makes the world easier, makes things more accessible. It's a tool. Money's a tool. Once you get it, you got to use it. If you don't use it, you're going to lose it. But you got A, you got your seller, you got B, you got your buyer. So what the buyer's bringing, they got money. And you're trying to figure out, how do you fit into this equation? You're the one with leverage. So what you want to do is you find the sellers, you find a motivated seller, you find the motivation in the seller, and what you do is you get their property under contract. And we'll call this a sale agreement. And what this sales agreement is, it's a legal contract that allows you to make money off of their property. It allows you to market their property. So let's say, for instance, this property right here, the seller has a property. They've been sitting on it for years. It's been vacant. You see it got the busted up windows, high grass in a neighborhood that people are looking to invest in. So what I would do is I would go to the seller. I'll be like, hey, Mr. Seller, I see that you got this property sitting there. It's vacant, not making no money. I know that you might want to get rid of it. Are you interested in selling it at this time? So the seller will probably say, how'd you get my number? And, I'll break it down. I found your number on Facebook, or I found your number in the white pages. But really, how I found the number is not important. So we'll skip that part. But I'll go ahead. I'll let the seller know that I'm interested in purchasing this property. And if I don't want to purchase the property, I got a team of investors that might be interested in purchasing this property. I don't make promises, but over the last year, I did over 100 transactions. So that gives the seller trust of like, oh, this guy knows what he's doing. So I'm letting them know that I'm going to get them some money for their property. And I'll break down how I made my first $30,000 by doing this, by using the same exact technique. Money making Mace. What's the deal? Got my acquisitions manager in the house. So we got the seller. Hey, they're motivated. They're ready to go. And, I broke it down. I built the trust with them so they know, okay, this guy's official. They could look him up online. They could look me up online. They could look at my website. And they could also look at my track record as far as like transactions that I closed. So I built trust with these guys. And the seller, I get them to agree to a price. Let's say $20,000 for this lovely vacant house. And I got a question for y'all. What sounds better right now? If you're just sitting at the house, your property's not making no money, would you rather have $20,000 or would you rather have this property right here? I'm going to go ahead, put a sad face. Because right now, the seller's sad. They're not motivated. They're not making no money on their property. So 9 times out of 10, especially in the times that we're in right now, the sellers would take that $20,000. But that's just a number I'm just throwing out there. And, that's just a number value. It's not specific to any property right now, but just keep that in mind. The seller will take that $20,000. All right. So we got the motivated seller, and that's you right here. You're the one that got them to sign the sales agreement for $20,000. Drop that 20 ball right there. So you're doing your job right now, and your job is to connect the seller and the buyer and be the wedge in between these two. So you're in between the seller and the buyer. The seller is going to walk away with exactly what they want. So the seller wants $20,000, right? Y'all got that number in your head, right? $20,000. So you'll take this contract right here and you'll add your fee on top of it. I like to make $5,000 to $10,000 each deal, so I'll just put $10,000 just for a nice clean number. And you're like, what makes you think that you could get $10,000 off of making a connection? Could anybody answer that for me? If you could, just drop it down in the comment below. Because $10,000 is a lot of money to some people. But considering you're the one with the leverage, you're the one with all the power in this deal, you're the one with the contract, you got the rights to purchase this property right here for $20,000. But in all actuality, the property is really worth, let's say, for example, $70,000. So you're looking for properties that are, you could get below market value. You found this deal that's worth. This is just an example right here. In a little bit, I'll explain to y'all how I made, $30,000 off one property. I'm just giving people a little background on what I do and exactly what wholesale is. So good. Let's go back over these numbers. We got A, we got the seller, we got B, we got the buyer, and we got C, which is you. The seller has a property. They're motivated to sell. You found the motivation. You got it for below market value. The buyer has money. We didn't yet bring him into the picture yet. And C, we got you, the person with all the leverage, the person that has the sales agreement for $20,000 to purchase the property. So what you're going to do is you're going to market this contract to the motivated buyers in the area. And it's super easy to find buyers. I got a million ways for you to find people that are looking to invest in. If you have a good property, the property sells itself. With repairs, the thing is, you don't got to worry about the repairs because you're not doing the repairs on the property. You're never taking ownership of this property. You don't even got to go in there with a hammer, change a light bulb. You don't got to do nothing. You're getting rid of this property as is because you're not the actual owner. You're just the contract holder. So you hold the contract. So a lot of people think that you gotta have $1 million, $100,000, $50,000 to invest into your first property. Yeah, I'll definitely save this live. I'll post it back and let you guys look back over it whenever I'm done. But a lot of people out here, they think that you gotta have $100,000 to be a property owner. You gotta have $50,000 to own a property, but that's a lie. You can use this wholesale strategy right here to build your wealth, to build your capital up, so then you can actually go out and start purchasing these properties. So we got the A, B, and C. We got the seller, the buyer, and you. and you're using your leverage of this sales contract right here so that you can make $10,000 on this property. And so you got your contract. You'll send it out to the people that you know, the people that are looking to purchase houses in the area. You'll reach out to investors like myself and a whole bunch of my friends that are looking to buy properties. Because I actually sold my first property to a friend of mine that he's doing pretty good. And I told him, was like, okay, you interested in purchasing properties? He said, yeah. We went through the same exact transaction, and he paid me, wrote me a check. So let me finish breaking this down. So you added your fee to the property. The seller wanted $20,000. I know we got a little shadow going on, but the seller wanted $20,000 for that little house right there, the little bando. That's the little bando. We're gonna call that the bando. So $20,000 plus your $10,000 fee, and you will market the property to the buyers for $30,000. But realistically, I would market it for $35,000. And I would do that because nobody wants to pay full price for anything. Like, no matter what you're doing, nobody wants to pay full price. Everybody wants to feel like they're getting a deal. So you market the property for $35,000. Or maybe even $40,000 and let them lowball you down to the asking price that you really want, which will be $30,000. So up to how much would you need to start out with this strategy? To start out with this strategy, realistically, you need a couple $100, and you just gotta have time and commitment. So a lot of people, take my course, or a lot of people come out and get mentorships, and they think that they'll be able to make this money overnight. It's not an overnight hustle. This is not, you put 500 up, you make $30,000 scheme. This is, you got to put your blood, sweat, and tears in it. And it's definitely going to take time to start seeing these returns. But when you deal with someone that knows what they're doing, that has experience, that's been doing it for years, your chances are a lot better at closing these deals and actually making these things close and actually start making money. So let me get back to the drawing. B fails, what's the deal? I'm at the drawing board right now breaking down how you make this money with wholesale strategy. So you market that property $35,000, $40,000 to buyers. And, especially if you're in a good area, the market's hot. People are looking to purchase properties left and right. And once you find a qualified buyer, they show you that they got the money to buy, whether they show you a proof of funds, a bank statement. You want to make sure that they're legitimate. You'll get a hand money deposit that's non-refundable from the buyer. But at the same time, you're in constant communication with the seller, telling them what's going on, updating them with the process, and just letting the seller know that the transaction is going fine. Because all the seller really cares about at the end of the day is, am I going to get my $20,000 that you told me about? Like, the seller doesn't know about the $10,000 that you're making. They don't know that you're marketing the property for $40,000. But that's not a problem, because at the end of the day, you're offering a service. This is not a charity business. Yes, we help people, but you got to let the sellers know that you're doing a job, and your job is to get their property sold and to make that connection to the end buyer, which is eventually an investor, or it could be you. You could be the end buyer. A lot of times, I buy these properties, but if I don't want to buy the properties, I'm pushing it off to a buyer. Oh, my man, Durrell's in the house. What's the deal, man? I've been seeing you working with Jay Herb. Real good dude. So now that you got your buyer in place, they're paying $30,000. Well, we listed it at $40,000. They talked us down to $30,000. Just throwing numbers out there. Where's that $30,000? So you got $30,000 right there. The seller walks away with 20. You walk away with 10. And everyone's happy. At the end of the day, you're building relationships and you're making sure everybody walks away happy. Like when you do these transactions, you don't want anyone to feel like they're being taken advantage of, because at the end of the day, we're all people, we're all humans, and you be dealing with people's moms, their grandmas, their uncles, their aunties. You never know what type of property this is when you got your when you're dealing with distressed property. Yup, sir. But got my first one out here. Where you at? Jordy B, what's up? So on this type of deal, you would make 10,000 on that type of deal. But transactions like this, you could do 5, 10 transactions like this at a time, as long as you got a nice solid team, you got leverage. So I'm about to pull my computer out right now. Let's see. I bought my first property from a wholesaler. Now I need to learn how to find them. Hey, if you want to find them, you better take my course. It's only $99. Teach you how to find all those properties below market value.
Cool.
Hold on, got some training going on. I was just over here watching some training. So let's get to how I made my first 30,000 by using a wholesale strategy. Y'all ready? If y'all ready, let me see y'all drop some hearts, drop some comments. Let me know that y'all is actually listening before I spill this knowledge. When's your next course? I got courses all the time. I got an online course that you're able to take. No, the 30,000 was from one property. It's this property right here. Drop some. Yeah, go ahead. Y'all gotta drop that trap house emoji. Drop that bando emoji if y'all want me to go ahead with this. No, prop stream. I don't use prop stream. So this is the property right here. And I'm gonna tell you exactly how I found this property. The exact strategy that I used to acquire this property and make that 30,000. Let me pull up some more information now for you. I want to pull up the settlement statement. Allegheny County website. That was your assignment fee. No, I didn't double close on this one. But this deal did get a little bit sticky though. And the crazy thing about this deal is I walked away with more profit than the seller. Swissville, located in Swissville. Is that my boy Ricky? My boy be out there killing it on the road. Westmoreland. Drop that. Go ahead, drop that trap house emoji. I'm about to pull this up and drop this fire for y'all. And these deals, it's like clockwork. Let me see. They got the HUD statement. So right now, I'm just looking. I'm running out of space. Because usually when you have an assignment fee more than 20K, best bet is to double close as the buyer. The buyers definitely don't like you to make that much money. But at the end of the day, you're the one with the power. You're the one with the contract. And if they don't like it, I got 10, 15 more people that's qualified. So I let my buyers know, if you want to move forward, you got to be okay with the fee. You put your hand money down, and if you back out before closing, your money is non-refundable. So depending on the size of the deal, I will actually increase the amount of hand money. So Everybody got a pen and paper, notepad, or something to take notes with? So I'm gonna show y'all how I found the property, how I funded the property. That basically means how the property got paid for, and what strategy I use. Is there anything else that you want to know before I start talking? So what market you in? This is the Pittsburgh market. This is Swissville right here. So this is the actual Swissville area, Swissville Braddock area. It's up and coming. It's definitely not like an A class, B class area. It's more of a C class area now, but a lot of money is coming into the area, so people are starting to invest in here a lot more. So I kind of like markets like that in areas that aren't oversaturated with other people trying to do the same thing as you. But at the same time, there's enough money for everybody to get. You know, like they say when you go to a store, there's a million loaves of bread on the shelf. You can't worry about what the next loaf of bread is doing. You got to worry about yours. So I really don't mind too much about what everybody else is doing. I just kind of focus on my business and growing my business. Let me see. 7711 Westmoreland Ave. I bet. Let's get it. I'm just uploading the pictures right now. Aaron, what's going on, man? So if y'all want anyone else to see what's going on, see how this transaction happened, how I found it, how I funded it, and what extra strategy I used to make $30,000 off one transaction, share it with a friend. Let them know. So this is the property in question. It's ugly, super ugly. It's a 4-unit building located in Swissville, 7711 Westmoreland Ave. And you see it got vines growing in the house. Everything was just like tore up. You could tell that people were in there just doing whatever. My boy Ty Money. Got my boy in the picture. So it's crazy because I was actually only going to make $5,000 on this deal by selling it to a friend, but had to hit a different strategy. And a lot of times when you deal with people that you deal with like friends and family, they feel like you're trying to take advantage of them when you offer them a property like this. So could have made $5,000, but ended up making $30,000 by selling it to a New York investor. And I'll let you know how I found the investor. So you see 4 units. This one wasn't that bad, but this property at the time was a lot more work than I was willing to take on. And the way that I found this property was driving around the neighborhood, looking for ugly properties, looking for things that stick out. I seen that this property right here had tall grass, had boarded up windows, and it just stuck out to me like a sore thumb. So what I did was I searched for the owner. This is the current owner. This is the guy that I sold it to. Everything's public record, so I'm not putting anyone's personal business out here. Everything could be found through the county website. And as you see right here, 2018, got the property address right there. The owner got it for $10, and I ended up selling it to the end buyer, 18. So the good thing about that is your fee doesn't have to be disclosed on the seller statement. So if you're looking at this I wasn't able to find the seller's information, like a phone number that I could actually reach out to them. I've been wanting to drop this video for like a year and a half, but I just been doing so much, and it's a Sunday night. I got a little bit of free time, so I figured I'd drop some knowledge, give people some motivation. You got all the information. It's a 4-unit taxable in the Woodland Hills School District. So I would just look at the county website to see like where the person lives. But right now, this is the current owner. This is where the new owner lives. As you can see, he's an out-of-town investor, got an out-of-town address, Long Island. And I know they was making money in New York, so that's good. So the craziest way I found how to get in touch with the seller is through Facebook. A lot of people use Facebook and Instagram as a tool to play on and have fun, but I use Instagram and Facebook to make money. So what I did was I took the seller's name and I found her on Facebook. Owner history. I found her on Facebook and I reached out to her and said, hey, Miss Jackie, I see that you got a property. It's located at 711 Westmoreland Ave. What's the deal? See, it's located at 711 Westmoreland Ave. I'm interested in purchasing it. What do you plan on doing with the property? Are you interested in selling? And she was more than ready to sell it. She's like, yeah, I want to sell it now. And of course, then you go into the dance. They're like, I want $30,000. I want this much. But then that's when I go into my sales mode, break it down. I'll be able to pay you this much money in this much time. Are you looking to move forward? So I got her to agree to a price. She agreed to $18,000, and then that's when I got to work. So I'm going back to the drawing board. Y'all ready for it? If y'all following me, I need y'all to drop some hearts, hit some hearts, drop some emojis, share it with a friend. Back to the drawing board, back to the basics. I showed you all the basics on how a transaction works, what the transaction is, and I just follow my own recipe. So I got the seller, I got a buyer, and I got me. But in this case, I'm referring to you, so it's you. So I got the seller. I got the seller to agree to $18,000 to sell her property. And let's just use the seller as A. And B. B is going to be me this time. And C, the buyer. So let's throw the numbers out. The seller is at $18,000. So at the end of the day, the seller is like, okay, $18,000, that's what I want. I want $18,000. So in their head, they're walking away with $18,000. I'll take care of all closing costs. You kind of want to take that burden off their shoulder. You don't want to overcomplicate it. Let the sellers know that there's going to be this, there's going to be that. They don't care about the in between. All the seller cares about is, am I going to get my money? How much money? And when I'm going to get my money, so they could go spend that money. They don't care about anything else. So boom. Sale price $18,000. That's where I got the $18,000 from. So what I did was another free way. Like, this was, I can't say completely free, but damn near free. I found the seller through Facebook, contacted her, got her phone number, pulled up to her job, talked to her. She was interested in selling, got her under contract, and then this is where the money making part comes in. So the buyers are the ones that are bringing the money to the deal. So you don't have to purchase the property. You don't have to have the $18,000 for the purchase price. All you got to do is have, let's make sure I spell this right, the contract for $18,000. So this is a sale agreement. And once you get this sale agreement with certain clauses in it that says that you could legally advertise the property, then you got the right to assign the property to an end buyer. And that's this right here. They got the money. Let's see my drawing skills. We're gonna draw a bag of money. Not the best bag of money, but you get the point. So the sellers got the bag of money. You got the sales contract. So by you having a sales contract, the rights to purchase this property, you can advertise it, you can show it to other investors, and at the same time, you're keeping a clear line of communication with the seller. They're getting their $18,000. You're going to bring a couple of your investors to the property, and at the end of the day, everybody walks away happy. So for this property, marketed it at first. I only marketed it for like $10,000 upsell. So that would have been like $28,000. I was going to sell it to a friend. He decided he only wanted to pay us $5,000 because that's what friends do. They're cheap. So had to hit the drawing board. Go back to the drawing board. Listed it on Craigslist for roughly about $60,000. I don't remember the exact amount that I listed it for, but let's say $60,000. And what I did was I posted on Craigslist that I'll be showing this 4-unit building in Swissville, $60,000, cash buyers, come back. And only 2 people showed up. So I kind of, at the time, wasn't expecting to make the $30,000 off this one property. But the second people that came through, it was a group of guys. And they decided that they really wanted the place. And, you know, I'm like, whoever got the most money gets it. Because one person made an offer that's not my friend. And they were kind of like super low. But then the other guys came in at cash. They're like, what's it going to take to get this deal done cash? And that's the guys from New York. So I found them through marketing through Craigslist, which is completely free. Craigslist and Facebook. So once that happened, they told me that they'll be willing. This is the buyer. You see the bag of money? That's that's the buyer's bag of money. They told me they were going to pay $48,000 cash just so they could beat the competition and there's not going to be a debate. And what's the deal? So they came in at their offer, 48. The seller wants 18. So I'm not the best at math, but, you know, I can add it up. So let's do the math. Buyers came in at 48. The seller wants to walk away with 18. So that leaves $30,000 profit. After the closing's all said and done. So there was some title issues on this property. The seller had bought it off of her sister, or like just kind of like transferred it. Her sister transferred it to her. So when it was time to sell, they were like some type of like cloud on the title, and we had to get clearance from the sister saying that they could actually sell the property. And the seller's like, yeah, I'm gonna sell it. So she got that paper signed off, and what's good, bro? I'm your cousin Shaw's friend. Oh shit, what's the deal? Let me see, I got a question. Oh yeah, so the seller had to get clearance from her sister. But everything was cool. You know, I was definitely on pins and needles throughout the whole transaction before it closed. But as you see right here, this is the settlement statement where they put everything out on paper. And this is what they see at closing. They see at the time of closing. So the sale price, $18,000. So the seller walked away with 18. Then you got your contract release fee That's the fee that you walk away with in your pocket. And that's 30,000. No cap. You don't need a license to do this. You don't need to go to college to do this. You don't even gotta know about real estate to do this. All you gotta do is know the right people, make the right connections, and you gotta know how to leverage a property so you can get the money out of it. How do you make sure there's no lien? So what I did was on every single deal, once I find a buyer, I send it through the title company. I run title. I make sure that there's no liens, no back taxes. So whenever my end buyer gets the property, they're walking away free and clear. There's no taxes, no liens, anything. So everybody's walking away with a peace of mind. So I'll run through this again. The seller walked away with exactly what they wanted. I walked away with what I wanted. And the buyer walked away. Let's see, y'all want to see another picture of what they walked away with? I know y'all was loving the art. They walked away with a 4-unit building. It's not the best property, but in what other city could you get a 4-unit building for less than 100,000? So that's the way they looked at it. And I like it when people look at it like that. They look at the actual value. They don't, like, real buyers and real investors, they're not getting their emotions involved in these deals. They're not saying, I'm not buying this house because it's ugly, or I don't want to buy this house because I know that there's gangs in the area or whatever. Because you hear all type of stuff when people are trying to buy a property. They don't bring that to me. Like, true investors, they look at the numbers. They seen the numbers made sense. They saying it was a 4-unit. They got it for 48,000 in like a C-class area with room for improvement. And they bought it. They went forward. And like, that's the type of people that I like to deal with. You know, people that know exactly what they want. They know that I'm making money. The seller knows that they're getting money. And at the end of the day, everybody walks away from the transaction happy. Everybody's happy. So look, boom. Go ahead, put a smiley face by the seller. The buyer, they're happy. Me, I'm happy. Because everybody got what they wanted out of this deal. And that's the way I like to make deals happen. Everybody gets a piece of the pie. Everybody gets to eat. No one gets taken advantage of. And if you focus on deals like that, and you really focus your time on finding quality properties that make sense for everybody, then you could do that. There's no limit on how many deals you could do. It's just how much are you willing to commit. Oh, Jimmy said, how much is the mentorship? Well, the mentorship that I offer is $1,300, and that's for a 7-week program. We will meet once a week for 7 weeks, whether it's in person or it's in Zoom, the Zoom conference through online. And I will break down every single thing that you need to know to get started, get your systems up and running, teach you how to negotiate, teach you how to write the contracts, and teach you exactly what you need to know so you can start doing that yourself. But the thing is, I only take 2 students a month just due to my schedule and all the stuff that I got going on. Really, reader. So what did it net per month in that neighborhood? Well, I don't know what it netted per month because the place is they're still working on it. They didn't get the place occupied yet. And once it's done, they should easily be able to get $1,000 a month for each unit, because I'm getting $850 a month for a place around the corner, and it's not updated yet. But whenever the tenants move out, I'll definitely update it, and I will make it nice. I could probably pull like 1,300. 1,300 might be stretching it, but I'll definitely get 1,200, depending on how nice I make it. But that right there is the story, how I made 30 G's off one property. Anybody got any questions? Definitely, if you got any questions, drop them down below. My cousin Shore. You don't need no license, any license to do this type of work. Carlos, what's up? How's it going? Do you fix and flip in the mentoring? In the mentorship, you will get introduced to fix and flip, but the mentorship is really meant to focus on wholesale. So like, I fix and flip, which is not part of my company. It's its own entity, but I could possibly show you some of the flips that's going on. But the mentorship is not focused on flips. It's focused on wholesale. It's focused on building your credit. You trying to buy a house? Hell yeah, I'm trying to buy a house, man. Send me some details. Yeah, I'll save this video. I'll post it. So y'all could go back whenever it's done. Y'all go back and watch it. Take the gems. Definitely some gems drop. But yeah, anybody want to hop on here with me? Ask some questions. We'll go over. I got probably like 20 more minutes. I'll take some questions and answers. So, and then the same thing that I'm doing here, I'm doing it in Texas, and I'm also looking to pick up some more markets. So, like Columbus, Ohio. I need a flip and fix mentorship. I'll definitely pay. Yeah, we'll definitely see what we can put together for that for you. He said, where do you buy, fix, and flip? Anywhere that makes sense. Like right now, I'm really trying to like stay in the better areas. I started off in like the bad areas, and it's like the worst area that you're in, the harder it is for you to pull money out of. Pull money out of the back end. So after you're done doing your repairs, it leaves your profit margin so slim. So I kind of changed my investing strategy as far as like fixing and flipping. I'm trying to do better areas with a higher a higher return, because I don't want to fight for my money when it's time to sell. So like if you're buying a house in a bad area that needs a full rehab, it's hard to make those spreads. It's not impossible, but it's hard. So you might buy a house for $10,000, it might need $50,000 and only be worth $70,000. So stuff like that don't really make sense to me anymore. But when I first started investing, I was just so eager to acquire properties that I didn't really care where the property was, how much work it needed. I just wanted to put properties under my belt and say like, okay, I'm an owner. Cause growing up, I didn't own nothing. This is all new to me. I didn't come from a family that flips. I worked in the kitchen and sold belts until 2016, when I took a leap of faith into real estate. And I took all my money, all my time, and quit my kitchen job and just started doing real estate investing full time. Definitely took a couple losses, but it's starting to shake back. Like I'm starting to shake back. Like I bought bad properties. I bought bad multi-units. I bought properties without inspecting them. Lost $30,000-$40,000 on a deal. So now I'm in a position where I can make that on a property without even owning it. And that's the beauty of real estate wholesale, is you're taking less risk. You don't own a property. You don't got to carry insurance. It's what part of Texas? I'm in Houston, Texas. So if anybody knows anybody in the Houston market, definitely have them tap in with me. Said I'll be starting that campaign, bro. Start that campaign. Start that campaign in the area. Definitely. I give you all the hot spots to search, to skip trace. Get the calling. You gotta call that list so we could get more properties. Because if we don't bound, I got someone else that will bound. Where you bound, fixing and flipping? Let me see. Do you have a partner? Yeah, I got a partner, and I also got some people that work with me. So it's not a one man show no more. It's a team. It's teamwork. Teamwork will take you a lot farther than working by yourself. Not saying that you can't do this by yourself, but if you got a team that surrounds you, they're just as hungry as you. They're pushing you. You're pushing them. Y'all pushing each other to make it to the next level. It's a lot easier. You know, y'all set y'all goals and just take off from there. So love your hustle and how you're bringing those that want to come in along. Yeah, I'm definitely bringing those that want to come along. Like, and the people that join my team, only thing I ask for is commitment. Like, if you can commit, summer love. Like, if you can commit, that's really the only thing that I ask for. I ask for people to commit and be hungry. And like, if you got those two things, I could work on anything else. I could train you. But if you're not committed and you're not hungry, then I can't really work with you. You gotta show the hunger, you gotta show the motivation in yourself before somebody's really gonna be willing to invest time and money. That's what they say. SBA. Can you get SBA to help get started? Hey, you could use whatever money you want. I don't care where you get the money from, whether it's an SBA loan, PPP loan, unemployment. You could get the money wherever. And it doesn't really matter because you don't got to have a lot of money to get started in wholesale. You could take my course. It's $99. Dirt cheap. Click the link in my bio if you really want to get started. And a lot of people been successful off of it. Make sure my strings is right. A lot of people been successful. A lot of people started their own business just based off the mentorship that I've been offering people because they see how easy it is once you get the hang of it. It's not an easy business, but once you get the right tools, surround yourself with the right information around the right people and in the right network, it's easy. It's like you making money head over heels. Let's see. So what does your team look like in the wholesale side of the biz? So my team, it's not super complex. There's not a million of us. But my network, there's a lot of people in my network because my city's small. I talk to everybody. If you're in Pittsburgh and you're doing wholesale or you're doing real estate or you're a developer, I'll talk to you. Like I reach out to people, I talk to people, and you know, my network is big, but my team, there's probably about 5 of us. I got people working in the Philippines. I got people working in America. So I got in-house people and I got virtual people. And I probably got about 3 people that's working for us in the States. And everybody does their job. Everybody's carrying their weight. But, you know, you carry your weight, you get your rewards. If you want to sign up for the mentorship, all you got to do is click the link in my bio. And what works for you, what works for me, schedule a time. What's good, Jones? We'll schedule a time each week, make that commitment, and go from there. He said, I lost money on multi-units, but wrote it off as a tax. Houston is a good area, but it's facing tough times. Yeah, I feel like Houston's facing tough times, but then at the same time, America's facing tough times. So I feel like the market is definitely going to crash. Yeah, Carlos definitely funds. He's a nationwide moneylender. I feel like the market is definitely going to crash because it's high right now. The interest rates are low, so that makes the property value high. And that causes a problem because the inventory is low. And I feel like once the inventory is out and once the banks start calling for these foreclosures, since they haven't been doing foreclosures for a while, like where are people gonna get 8 months of back rent, like back mortgage? Like that's a lot of money, especially if your mortgage is like $500 a month for 8 months, and that's a low mortgage. Some people got $1,000 mortgages, so that could be like $8,000 they got to come out of pocket. I'm in Dallas, Texas. Yes, America's definitely facing. It's like America's facing some issues, but that's why if you use the wholesale strategy, you don't got to worry about the issues. You could take advantage of America's issues and turn them into, a solution, and you're making money. So you don't got to own the property. So you're not taking ownership. You don't got to pay taxes. Well, you do got to pay taxes on the profit, but you're not paying monthly taxes. You're not paying municipal taxes. You're not paying school and county taxes. You don't got to pay for repairs. You don't got to pay holding costs. You're never taking ownership of a property. You're making money off the contract. So anybody got any questions, or if y'all want to hop on this live, I'll definitely join y'all in. And we could go over a couple questions for a little while. What's going on, man? I see y'all boys out in Philly, right? Andre, y'all out in Philly. Looks like y'all doing real good. I like seeing y'all posts. Dallas and Austin are my biggest profit properties, all paid off, over 3,000 units in Texas. Yeah, I'll be down in Texas at the end of the month. Check up on the operation, see what's going on. I'm looking to get another place down there too, add another unit. So if anybody knows anybody in the Houston area, Houston, Spring, Humble, Sugarland, Katy, Texas, as Drake said, I'm looking for units. Definitely keep in touch. Anything in Pittsburgh, Allegheny County, I need ports. But if no one has any more questions, I'm going to head out of here. I'll definitely save this live so y'all could go back and take notes, go back and watch it, and see exactly how it's done. Because the wholesaling strategy is it's a good strategy. And a lot of people use it to get their foot in the game without putting too much skin in the game. It's really just a lot of commitment. My phone's going crazy right now. I had just put an ad up on Craigslist looking for people to post signs, and I keep getting text message. Oh, you're welcome. So we got about a minute, 54 seconds left. I might as well just burn out. So drop some questions below. If anybody's looking to start the mentorship, I still got 2 slots left for February. Just click the link in my bio. You can schedule a one-on-one call with me, or you can schedule a face-to-face one-on-one. That link's also in the bio. But all right, y'all, I'm out of here.